text faster than most of us can write.
And today, Craig Crosbie's Flying Fingers won him the title of Britain's texting champion.
It also earned him a nice top prize of £50,000. Sky's Victoria Brining watched his dazzling display.
Craig Crosbie was happy to let his fingers do the talking. He knew he was fast, but he had to wait until all 11 competitors had gone before what he hoped for was confirmed.
The UK's fastest texter for 2005 is Craig Crosbie!
The 24-year-old factory worker had come all the way from Scotland to compete for the title of UK's fastest texter. But it's the £50,000 prize money that will really change his life.
Go on lots of holidays and just go mental, throw a big party, get all my friends round and just have a brilliant time. Just can't believe I've won £50,000 just for texting. It's just crazy.
The phrase the competitors had to text was this:
just try our texting phrase for size to have the chance of a 50 grand prize, full stop. Be quick to enter and show us you are the best, hyphen, by sending us this simple text, full stop.
Predictive texting was banned, and if the competitors made a mistake, they had to go back and correct it. To give you an idea of how quickly these guys are texting in their regional finals, most of them did it in under 50 seconds. A group of us just tried it now, and it took us 4.5 minutes. In the end, 5 seconds was all that separated the top two. Craig's now preparing to take on the world champion, and if he beats him, he'll have texted his way into the Guinness Book of Records. Victoria Brining, Sky News.
Liver apply.
Good afternoon, 20 minutes past 1. Hawksby and Jacobs here on Talk Sport. Well, we have a new world record holder. It's not often you knock 19 seconds off of a record. That's pretty good.
Incredible, yeah.
It's the world texting champion.
Well, unless it's round the world yachting.
Yeah, that's kind of slightly different. But in terms of texting, 19 seconds is incredible.
That is, yeah.
It's Craig Crosbie. Hi, Craig.
How's it going?
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's definitely sport, this, isn't it? I mean, you're up against the clock. It's quite physical with the thumbs. I mean, how did you learn to get so quick?
I've just been texting. I've been texting for like nearly about 10 years now, since mobile phones first came out, and it's definitely a sport. I'll go with you along that.
Have you got little hands?
Quite small hands, yeah. I haven't got any big hands or anything like that.
Because looking at this, is that your phone you're holding aloft in the sun today?
That is it, yep.
Yeah, I've got the same phone as you, and I've got great big mitts. So I would struggle, I think, to get anywhere near your record on a lot of levels. But the size of the hands, Pat Jennings would be rubbish, wouldn't he?
Terrible, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd be terrible.
Absolutely hopeless.
So it probably does help having smaller fingers,
yeah,
doesn't
probably, definitely.
Yeah. So,
do you get injuries? Because we've heard a lot about text thumb.
I can't say that I have, unfortunately, no.
Well, that's good. Not unfortunate.
It is very good.
So you had to. This is the phrase. You had to put this phrase in, didn't you? The razor-toothed piranhas of the general Cerasalmus and Pygocentrus are the most ferocious freshwater fish in the world. In reality, they seldom attack a human. P.S. Fancy a pint this afternoon. Which is really what you tend to text with, isn't it?
I can't even pronounce the two words that are in there. So, them, obviously.
And you had to do like kind of the two names had to be in uppercase as well, did they? So
that's right. Yep. Yeah, they both had capital letters.
And did you get a run at this first? Did you?
We had a few attempts, but I mean, after I'd done my attempt and it was under 50 seconds and it got verified by the Guinness people, the gentleman that I was competing against just basically came up and shook my hand and said that throughout the whole time that he's been doing this, he's never ever done it under than 50 seconds, and he just basically said that was it.
Wow.
When you text your mates, do you text in full or do you use the abbreviated?
Yeah, I use the abbreviated. Yeah, but obviously the last couple of weeks I've been using full text. It's just to kind of keep myself in shape for this.
And what do you find to text about? I mean, apparently you fire off 75 messages a day. I mean, I presume you've got quite a lot of mates, but I mean, what sort of things do you send in a text?
Just the same as everybody else, just asking how everybody's doing and what they're up to today, if they're coming out at the weekend. And
why don't you phone them? More personal, isn't it, really?
No, exactly, that's it. I mean, I would usually always text my girlfriend rather than phoning her, and she's always saying, and pick up the phone and phone me. I want to speak rather than just reading text.
Exactly. We should have texted this. If either of us could text anywhere near as quick as you, we could have done this by text. Not great radio, of course.
No,
But this is good news for Scotland, isn't it? Really, ahead of the Italy game. This is a record for Scotland. They'll be proud of.
It's exactly. The first time in Scotland, I think, we've ever had a world record holder or something.
It can't be. What about those deep-fried Mars bars? I'm sure you must have the record for those. Well, congratulations,
Well done,
Craig. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Tremendous.
Craig Crosbie there, the world texting champion. 48 seconds.
Did he win 50 grand?
Yeah. It's not bad, is it?
God.
Thanks to the sun.
That's incredible.
So there he is. That was the phrase we read earlier on, that sort of madness and the mad words. 48 seconds he did that in.
It's pretty.
And the man from Guinness says it's a remarkable record. I've never seen anything like it.
Takes.
Now, finally tonight, what could be better than being in your mid-20s and winning a 5-figure cash sum, perhaps being in your mid-40s and winning it? Well, that's exactly what one man in our region has managed to do in the last few days.
The local lad is now shopping for his first house and about to set off for a sunshine holiday. And he's also got his name into the Guinness Book of World Records. How did he do it? Well, Jonathan has been to find out.
Over the years, man has evolved many forms of communication, from drawings in caves to writing on paper. He's even experimented with carrier pigeons. But these days, there's only one means of keeping in touch for the hip and trendy. The mobile phone, and there's no one better at using one of these than 24-year-old Craig Crosbie from Dumfries. His dexterous digits have just tapped up £50,000 in a national competition. How did he do it? Well, he rose to the challenge of a national newspaper and rapped off a difficult 28-word sentence in just 48 seconds. That's 19 seconds better than the previous best.
It's just, for years my friends have always been saying it, even if there's a competition that comes up for texting, just to have a go at it, and it's happened and I've won it, and here I am. It was the same phrase that we had to type in to qualify that we had to do in the final, and it was like a kind of game show studio with lights and all the music to put you under pressure, but yeah, it was brilliant. Good experience, and it's even better now that I've won it.
Now, if you want to be a master message sender like Craig, then here's Craig's very own Good Text Guide.
First of all, I would try and make sure you're holding the phone properly and use both your thumbs. This is going to increase your texting speed. Secondly, I would make sure you know where all the keys are and all the letters are. Just like a secretary knows the keyboard, a texter, a good texter and a fast texter should always know where every key is. And third of all, practice makes perfect.
Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry you couldn't get through. Cause this is a message that's been recorded especially for you. And then if you leave a name and your number, we'll get right back to you. You can leave a message now if you want to, when the bleeps are through.
Amazing stuff. It's like lightning, isn't he? Are you good at texting?
Yes, I'm extremely good at texting. In fact, you think I'm very old-fashioned, don't you? I'm
Not at
very
all.
trendy. I'm up there with all these terms, texting and everything.
I believe it.
No, and as I say, winning £50,000 for texting
it's very nice, isn't it?
That's a good day's work.
Aye, hello. Aye, it's me. I thought we'd get you a ring.
Is that your experience of texting, Ellie?
Do you know what it is? I thought that was myself.
But now for our next guest to hear is Craig Crosbie. He's the fastest texter in the world. Good morning, Craig.
Morning, Fred.
How are you? World champ.
Very good, very good.
What did you have to do to claim the crown?
It's basically just to enter the competition in the Sun in my local store. Won the trip down to London and competed in the final. Managed to hold my nerve and won £50,000.
£50,000!
Texting!
Hooray!
How good is that?
A Scottish winner,
I know,
50 grand.
And a Scottish world record winner.
Right.
Does that put you in the Guinness World Book of Records as well?
Yeah, that's right, yep.
Bravo.
Right, well, I'll tell you what,
hugely impressed.
we have got, we've given you a number, okay, and we want you to text the following. He doesn't know what this is, but I would like you to say, and you ready?
Yep.
Hello, Fred Macaulay and all his listeners on Radio Scotland. And now you just text that up to us, happening at the speed of light. We're going to be speaking to Alan Morrison in just a minute about Superman as well, but we've got the number, we've got the phone here.
We're
you finished texting it?
I finished texting it, yep.
And you sent it?
It's sent.
My goodness, that was quick, Ellie.
Here we
There
go.
it is, it's come through, right. Read it.
Hello, Fred Macaulay and all his listeners on Radio Scotland.
That's unbelievable.
That is good.
That's quick.
I am so impressed.
Did you have to get the spelling right on the text that you had to get for
Yeah,
the 50
yeah,
grand?
it all had to be actually 100% perfect.
Great stuff. Craig, thanks very much for joining us.
No problem.
A Scottish world champion. Brilliant.
Proud.
Could you text these words as fast as I'm saying them? Well, one man can, and he is now officially the world's fastest texter. He is Craig Crosbie, and he's sitting just over here texting away. Craig, just for one moment, stop texting. Lovely to see you. Congratulations on the world record.
Thank you very much.
In these sort of competitive situations, are you allowed to use the usual text language, like saying mate, you'd say M with a figure 8?
In the actual competition, you've got to use the full English language, like capital letters, full stops, commas and things like that. But normally when I'm texting my friends, I do use the abbreviated text.
OK. And is it true you can text blindfolded?
That's true as well, yep, I can do it blindfolded.
Absolutely ridiculous. I won't ask about your phone bill, but hopefully you've got a very healthy text bundle. What was the phrase that you had to type out to win the record?
The phrase I had to type out was the razor-toothed piranhas of the genera Cerasolamus pygocentris are the most ferocious freshwater fish in the world. In reality, they seldom attack a human. Which is a mouthful.
I can barely say it, let alone text it. Ridiculous. And you did indeed in 48 seconds, which is just fantastic. But Craig, you can't be king forever, or maybe you can, because we have some pretenders to the throne here in the studio today. They reckon they're pretty hot at texting. They're from Queen's Park Community School. Welcome, guys. Nice to see you. And they think they can beat Craig in a texting challenge. So, Scarlett, how many texts do you send a day?
Oh God, I send loads of texts every day to my family and my friends.
So you're pretty hot on the keypad.
Yeah.
And Cuba, this man is fast. You reckon you can beat him?
Yep, I reckon I could.
Really? The confidence is very high. Well, I'll be having a go in just a minute. And you can have a go at home too. So get your phones out now, get your hand down the sofa, get it back out again. And what you need to do is firstly store this number. It is 62222. 62222. And then on your texting, put in BP plus your name, and then in just a moment, put in the phrase that I will be revealing. Standard network rates apply, so if your mum and dad's phone or maybe your brothers and sisters, please ask permission before you dial. And in competitive situations, you cannot use predictive text, OK? So make sure you switch that off as well. OK, Queen's Park Community School, are you ready for this?
Yeah!
Craig, you ready?
Yes.
I hope you're ready at home. We will be revealing the top 5 winners straight after the show, so stay tuned to the CBBC channel. The fastest person to do it, just raise your phone in the air. We will be checking for spelling, so make sure you get it right. You've got to be as accurate as you can. OK, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here's the phrase. We love Meg, Mabel, Lucy, Shelley and Smudge. We love Meg, Mabel, Lucy, Shelley and Smudge. Include the commas, capital letters as well, and make sure you spell it right. There goes Craig. He's going like a steam train, and he's got his hand in the air. He's got his... That's ridiculous. Queen's Park Community School, you carry on going. Craig, can we see that? Let's see that on the camera. We love Meg, Mabel, Lucy, Shelley and Smudge. That is unbelievable. I'm not even sure what the time was on that, but it was exceptionally quick. Queen's Park Community School, they said they could beat you. Cuba was very confident. We've got a hand up. We've got a hand up. What's your name?
Darius.
Darius, let's just have a little look at this. Here we go, can you see that? It says, we love Meg, Lucy, Sally and Rouge. And Rouge. Oh, you were so close, you were so close. Well, well done, guys, thanks very much. As we said, Craig is exceptionally good. And make sure you carry on watching straight after Blue Peter. The top 5 names at home will be revealed. If you've got Rouge, unfortunately, you won't be a winner. But never mind, guys, you were very good. And I think, Craig, it'd be fair to say your crown is safe for many a year to come. Thanks
Hopefully.
for coming in.
Thank you, cheers.
The world texting champion thinks he's a male, obviously. Craig Crosbie can tap out a 25-word message in just 48 seconds, apparently. He joins us live now from Glasgow. Craig, thanks for talking to us. Can you just stay off your phone for a couple of seconds while I ask you a question? I'm guilty as charged. I'm constantly checking my messages. I've even been allowed by my producer to bring the phone into the studio this afternoon. You're the world's fastest texter. Are you also a frequent one?
Sorry?
Are you also a frequent texter? We're talking about lots of texts.
Yeah, I send quite a lot of texts a day, probably in around the 50 to 75 message mark.
That must cost you a fortune. Do you think the amount of texts you're sending has had any effect on your IQ?
I mean, not at all. No. When I read the story this morning, I found it quite humorous, actually. I mean, text messaging is a distraction. That's why it's banned from driving. It's a distraction. But as far as it lowering your IQ or reducing your intelligence just by texting, it seems pretty silly that they're even investigating something like that. And that would be my opinion, unfortunately.
But it kind of makes sense that because we're all constantly checking our emails and looking at our screen to see if somebody's texted us, we're not concentrating on what we should be concentrating on.
Probably, yeah, and that's what it is. It's just you're not concentrating. But I mean, I don't know how they could possibly say that you're losing intelligence just because you would be, you know, waiting on somebody texting you on your mobile.
Right, I've got my phone here. Apparently you've got my phone number. I don't know who gave you that. We need to test whether you can actually send so many words in such a short space of time. So while I'm asking you the next question, are you happy to just text me a quick message and we'll see if that comes through? The other criticism, of course, about text messages, if you can multi-skill and do two things at once while concentrating on the text message and answering my question, is that the problem with text language is that it's abbreviated words, which is causing people not only to be stupid, but to use bad English. What do you say to that?
Yeah, even in the competition that I actually won, it had to be in the full English language. It had to have capital letters and full stops. But when I'm texting my girlfriend or my friends...
Can I just interrupt you there, Craig? I seem to have a message coming through.
Yeah, that should have came through there.
Hopefully it's not my bank manager. I love appearing on the ITN News channel, and it's a number I don't recognise, so I presume that's you, Craig. Thank you very much. Congratulations to that. You actually got it wrong. You said ITN News channel, but we'll let you off on that one. Yeah, what about the bad English you were saying?
Sorry. In the competition, you had to use the full English language, but I mean, when I'm texting my friends and things like that, I use the abbreviated text, and I've got no problem chopping and changing in between abbreviated text or the proper full English.
What do you think makes texting so compelling? A few years ago, none of us had phones that did this, and now we're all obsessed by it.
It's just, I mean, everybody's got a mobile phone now, and it's just so much easier to pick up the phone and send a text message rather than having to go and maybe find somewhere quiet to make a phone call. And it's just so much quicker now, and it's obviously the way forward.
And you don't have to talk to people face to face. Craig Crosbie, thanks very much for joining us. Thank you for texting me, and
Thank you.
enjoy your phone. Thank you. Bye-bye.